Fargo Season 5, Episode 8 Recap, Rude Awakenings. Dot learns some harsh truths about her past and present. Danish takes an ill-advised trip to North Dakota. Season 5, Episode 8, Blanket. When Dot was kidnapped early in the season and then she simply returned home as if nothing had happened. It was absurd on its face. No one, other than Wayne, could believe that she had stepped out for a while and come back in time to whisk up some bisquick for their daughter. And even though she knew that her abductors would lay siege to the house again, she was determined to enjoy Halloween with her family, even as she laid out booby traps like Dustin Hoffman in Straw Dogs. She's the sort of determined fantasist who believes she can bend reality to her will. That bubble is punctured in 2 lines in this week's episode. As Roy finally has her back at his ranch in North Dakota, shackled to the floor like an animal. "You'll end up same as Linda," he hisses. "I'll bury you right next to her." We had just spent most of the previous episode at Camp Utopia, the women's shelter that Dot had conjured in a reverie over pancakes, which seemed at the time like a clever way to fill in a crucial piece of her backstory. But now it's clear that she was clinging to the idea that Linda had fled Tillman Ranch to save herself and perhaps could one day reappear to make amends with Dot and be a mother again to her wayward son, Gator, who has gone to the dark side in her absence. In the time leading up to Roy's revelation about what really happened to Linda, Dot is still dead set on returning to the fantasy life that she has nearly succeeded in making real. She needs to order an ice cream cake for Scotty's birthday. She has her duties as a den mother for a Girl Scout troop. She has 13 seasons of Call the Midwife to get through with Wayne. Yet the incontrovertible truth about Roy is that he is a killer with a badge, unrestrained by the laws of man or the influence of a powerful lawyer like Danish Graves, who smugly assumed he had the upper hand in a negotiation. From her shelter on the ranch, Dot can see that corpse disposal is so routine for Roy that he has a pit on sight for it. At this point, it may be worth questioning how sincere Fargo is about domestic violence. As skillfully as the show's creator, Noah Hawley, has spun his serious comic yarn this season, it can be difficult to reconcile the glib, knowing, referential tone of the show with the content warnings that have bracketed the last 2 episodes. When Roy takes his long walk back to Dot in the shelter, following his humiliation at the county sheriff's debate, a Lisa Hannigan cover of the Britney Spears hit Toxic blankets the soundtrack and it strikes a bum note. Dark covers of pop songs have become a staple of movie trailers. And here it's the coming attraction to a type of abuse the show isn't sober enough to handle. What worked for the puppets in Camp Utopia feels more like genre exploitation here.